Alright, let's do this. So, Cuda. Alright. We are moving right along. And I think that a lot of people who have a merch page. A lot of people who have merch pages, like only have like a couple things, and it really. I mean, there's definitely a way to max out. Definitely a way to max out your freaking lines and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I am trying to figure out what the limit is. I have 7 pages of items. Mostly documentary based, you know, so it's a lot of the same picture over and over again. But then again, most merch pages that I look at, they have like 3 or 4 things. There are fairly influential streamers there are fairly influential streamers that have no merchandise at all, which that kind of blows my mind. And then you have people who are, you know, who have like 1 or 2 items and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about people who work for companies, because when they work for companies, that's licensing agreements and stuff like that. That's a whole. Yeah, that's, you know, that's where you're licensing out the brand. So I kind of understand that, like, having that merchandise is a whole big thing. I think it's one of the main reasons why I draw people as Qs, because that's my brand, and I don't have a licensing agreement. The slimes are I'm gonna do something with the slimes. That's gonna be a whole big thing. brand now. If I had my way, there'd be a queue in every house. Product that I'd want to buy. I don't even think that for a second that I'm just making like a million products. But think that I I'm going to one of the main reasons that I even set up the merch page in the first place was so that I can, basically show off my friends. And I think I might title the merch page Cubing and Friends. Black and yellow striped sneakers that I have. That one of the first things I created in Streamlabs. Their merch page was that, and the only reason that I created them. Was because it's something that I wanted. I always wanted those sneakers, and they don't sell them. Should have actually created a Cubing with the yellow and black, construction worker thing, last Thursday, so almost a week ago now, I was just going to run an art stream, and in the attempt to start up the art stream, because I have my X Pen and I have Art Rage, the program, and I have to run Discord, and I have to run everything from the same. I run everything from the same computer. This one single laptop runs everything, and I was like, I might as well do it on Twitch, and I couldn't get it to run. I couldn't even bring up the Streamlabs, thing to run. It was crashing on me, and I tried a whole bunch of different things, and because I was hoping that with the new technology and things that have gone on and the streamlining and everything like that, well, YouTube hasn't streamlined their way of doing live videos, and Twitch hasn't streamlined the way they do live videos. I would need another computer. Like people who use their phones, they have another computer that runs their motion capture, and then they can run it as a program, and like all that mix is just too much for one single computer to have all that stuff. I can still run, as crazy as it sounds, I can still run Adobe Photoshop, but this year I've moved so far away from Adobe Photoshop that it's a little more difficult for me to run Adobe Photoshop with the X Pen. It's wild. I mean, I'm telling you, it's wild. Friday, I'm going to be doing an art stream, and I now have to set up, running Adobe again. Like I said, it doesn't make me crazy, but it's just like I feel like I'm moving 2 steps or 3 steps backwards. And there's a lot of things Art Rage has that I don't really use. A lot of people, I mean, I've seen the stamping and stuff like that, and I've seen all this other stuff. And somebody I drew all the individual scales. On a mermaid. And I drew every single individual scale. And I had to like rotate them and move them and twist them and stuff like that. And I had to make them all just right, just perfect. And it took a lot of work to do that. And another artist just basically said, well, why don't you just use a stamp? Why don't you just stamp it? That's not my, it doesn't feel like mine anymore. I'd rather do all the detail work that nobody in their freaking right mind would even notice it. Because it's more me. And it's definitely more difficult for an AI to freaking replicate it. Because it's flawed. It's, you know, I make mistakes. It's not perfect, and it's not all in a line. The duffel bag. Oh no, a really good one was the Commute documentary. I have an adult version of it. There's an adult version. It's my little gremlin is not as flattering. I should say more along the lines of not as well endowed as the creator, but I love it. I think it's great. I don't know who else would love it, but I love it. And the sad thing about it is it puts more of a realistic in my mind, for me, it puts more of a realistic spin on everything. It is one of the main reasons why the model looks the way the model looks. I'm a little chubby now, but I have never had, any type of weight problem or anything like that. In fact, I kind of like my little chub. My little chubbiness. And when I first drew, the reason why Cubine is overweight is because I wanted the circles. I thought it was adorable in my mind to have the t t-shirt run up over the, on the belly. So they're wearing t-shirts that are too small. I when I first drew it, it's one thing I thought. I thought that was kind of like a very chibi thing to do. And then I realized, like, going, oh, you know what? I've done that because I'm not. I'm a body positive person, I guess, is the best way to put it. Being a VTuber has allowed that kind of like freedom to create whatever I need to create. And again, a little more roundedness. Especially if I make a plushie out of cubing, it's going to be a soft and squishy pillow, and I love that. I would never, because being a VTuber allows you to be who you want to be inside. Allows who you see yourself as inside. It allows you to show that to the world. And I don't know, maybe I always wanted it to be like, kind of like, it's okay. And maybe in a small way, it kind of like turns people off. But this cookie, I see a lot of cookie cutter, models, and it's like, do you really want to be just like everybody else? And I ask myself that question all the time. I did make a skinny model. Even skinnier than I am. Unrealistically skinny, I should say. Of cubing, and I don't even like it all that much. I did that because freaking AI Pit Crew was creating like kind of like a chibi of your model and a chibi of you, and people were doing the in real life versus on that, and I couldn't get it to work. One, I couldn't get it to even like make the QB model at all. And two, it wanted them to be kind of identical. And I was just like, and I don't even know what I'm talking about. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I like you for you. It inspires me. Both the real life stories and the lore that people have for their models inspire me so greatly. Like, they don't even like. especially people who have overcome a lot of adversity. Adversary. I can't speak. But yeah, especially those that got that adversary. Yeah, especially people who have that. So continue to be you. Continue to inspire me. I love it. As always, cool beans in the comments below. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic time doing it. Take care.